on, Foxy. It's your birthday. Not for real, just for play. This is Cree Summer, and Moana Nui will be right back.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Moana Nui Podcast. We are here at Atlanta Sci-Fi Expo. We are interviewing one of the vendors here today. Can you introduce yourself and tell them a little bit about your business?
Yes, my name is Toni Taylor, and on social media I go by Starchild Art by Toni Taylor. And as it is in the name, I am an artist full-time. Everything you see around me, I have painted and drawn by hand, no AI, no digital. It's all old school. So this is what I do full time.
Awesome. Earlier when I came across, what caught my eye is the piece above your head that gave me some depictions of some of the looks of the Native Hawaiian, and you were telling me a little bit about this piece. Can you tell the audience about this piece right behind you?
Yes, absolutely. It's called the Dama Dance, D-A-M-A dance, and it is something that is connected with the Dogon tribe of Africa, primarily based in Mali, but also connected with ancient Kemet. Their history goes back further than what's in the history books, as we discussed regarding history books and how much is omitted of them in their culture. In this particular piece, they are celebrating part of their ancient history, something that they do every year, where they dress in these colorful raffia costumes, and they are retelling the story of their ancestors where they connected with beings from another world. We're surrounded by life in this universe, and some people are still not ready to accept that, but there are thousands and thousands of beings within this universe that are not human. And there was a race of beings called the Nomo that come from the constellation of Sirius B in particular. And that's what he is depicting here. In one hand, you have star Sirius, and then the smaller star Sirius B. And they are an aquatic species, highly intelligent, very scientific, and altruistic. They came to Earth, they connected with the people, and they taught them about astrology, astronomy, mathematics, agriculture, so many different things that they contributed to the tribe. And they continue that through the ancestry, passing it down from generation to generation to generation. So this is going back many, many years, not so much handwritten. And those who still maintain the traditions, they do this dance in that celebration. But in the painting, I wanted to kind of represent the cosmic aspect, and in the central figure, that alien figure would be representative of the Nomo. And I wanted to give him a crown similar to Osiris to make that connection with ancient Kemet as well.
So that's very fascinating to kind of know about that history and everything. And then, of course, we were talking earlier how because of the voyagers from all these cultures, we end up seeing similarities between a lot of the African cultures with the Polynesian cultures, the Native Hawaiian cultures and stuff, that we have these connections that a lot of people don't realize because we have sailed and it got exposed to these other cultures and also embraced those cultures into our own.
Yes.
So
in a major way, in such a major way. I mean, we're on a big planet, but it's really small when you think about it, especially, in context of the whole universe and multiverse.
Yes.
It's like a pinprick. And yes, there were cultures that were interacting long before Columbus.
Yes.
And long before Magellan and all of that. that they were interacting, intermingling, crossing cultures and whatnot. And it's primarily with the indigenous, from all areas of the planet.
Yes.
There's a lot of common threads.
Very much.
Yes.
And then some of your other pieces here, outside of this main one, do any of your other pieces have any historical significance or ties to indigenous and African cultures that you have here today?
That I have here, because I have such a broad spectrum of work. Well, as far as indigenous, this is one piece that I've done. I don't know if it's showing up okay on your camera. It's called Thunderbird. And I wanted to create something that connects with part of my culture, which I do carry the blood of 3 tribes, Mohawk, Cherokee, and Seminole. And I feel very much, I know I have lived multiple lives.
Yes.
And I have been different cultures, and with some of that, it's, indigenous cultures, and I feel very connected to the Plains Indians, the Lakota tribes. Yeah, so I have that. And there might be symbols, different things in some paintings that maybe not everything here. Oh, well, maybe this piece, are you able to capture that? Would you like me to bring it forward? Or is it...
Oh, you can.
Okay. Is this showing up okay?
Yes.
Okay. The name of this piece is Aje, spelled A-J-E with a little dash over the E. And she is of the Yoruba faith. She is an Orisha. Orisha of abundance and prosperity. So there's different symbolism going on in here, and connection with her father, with the underwater city and whatnot. So I like to put little Easter eggs, if you want to call it that, in my pieces. And I do research when I'm doing something that I want to be definitely related to something that most people can identify with, versus just a pretty picture.
Exactly.
I want to know what I'm putting in there. The symbols always mean something. And, maybe not everybody's going to get it, but I want it to be accurate when I'm putting it in there. Even if I'm doing hieroglyphics for an Egyptian piece, I want to know what I'm saying with those hieroglyphics. That's important.
Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
And, I love that you also have your aspects of fantasy that's here. And, of course, you have this beautiful picture that you did of Chadwick Boseman and Black Panther that you also have there.
Yes.
How are, with you also tying in a lot of the sci-fi and, Afrofuturism into your artwork also?
Yeah, it's not always on a conscious level that I think in terms of Afrofuturism. Everything that I do is an expression of me. I'm not one thing. I'm not just in a little box.
Yes, not a monolith. Yes.
No. There's and through the years, I've been drawing and painting since I could hold a crayon, and progressing on up, and I'm in my 60s now, so I've been doing it a long time. And yeah, everything that I create, it is from my spirit, from my soul, from some aspect of me. Maybe I am borrowing from past lives, maybe I'm borrowing from mythology, and fantasy, sci-fi. Like, I'm playing around now with doing a piece that's going to be pretty monumental if I can really sink my teeth into it. Especially given different things that are going on in the world right now. Most are familiar with the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. I want to do the 4 dragons of the apocalypse because I like dragons.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm kind of thumbnailing my way through that, so that's going to be coming up.
Very nice.
Yes.
Very nice. And as far as for people who are discovering you for the first time with this interview, how can they follow and also purchase items from you if they weren't able to attend the Atlanta Sci-Fi and Fantasy Expo this weekend?
Well, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram, Starchild Art by Toni Taylor. And also my website is www.starchildartbytonitaylor.com, and you can contact me through my website. I have most of my prints listed there as well as originals, so I work primarily with originals and reproductions.
Very nice. Well, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in with our interview. Definitely follow Starchild Art on social media, and also if any of these pieces catch your eyes, definitely go to her website and purchase any of them. That way it can be sent right to you. And also you can follow her to find out what other events that she'll be in person at. That way you can see these amazing pieces in person. So everyone, thank you for tuning in, and tune back in for the next interview. Bye everyone.
So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will.
If this the land of the free, it was a freedom then, when they annexed Hawaii and called it Cedar Lands, without any type of payment and no signing off. Called themselves a republic in 1894. 1.2 million acres overtaken from the native Hawaiians. When they resisted, the West retaliated in violence and erasure. The Hawaiian language is banned as part of colonialism's plan to expand, yeah.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe as a part of their ongoing war with Asia. Used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. No work out for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. We will.
So if you put Hawaii into perspective, well, Black and Asian history is interconnected. Considering the fight with the Pacific, then of course versus Asia, they was treated as a middleman for war, but didn't let the Western colorism run its course. Cause dark skin was a sign of dignity to core. The land was taken in the name of capitalism, when prior to it was an actual kingdom. Clap back at the system.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe as a part of their ongoing war with Asia. Used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. No work out for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. We will.